All right, everyone. I think we're going to get started with our Connect and Learn presentation for today. To introduce myself, my name is Bailey, and I am the Aquaculture Information Exchange intern with the Virginia Sea Grant. And for those of you who may not be familiar, the Aquaculture Information Exchange is an online community involving individuals from both the public and private sectors with interests in U.S. aquaculture. And today for our Connect and Learn presentation, we have the Robricks Columbia River Mission Solvers, which is a team of 4th and 5th graders at Lewis and Clark Elementary School in Richland, Washington, who are participating in the first LEGO League Challenge. And they will be presenting on their newly developed decision-making toolkit for determining the reliability of a kelp site. And before I pass it off to them, I also will be plugging the Aquaculture Information Exchange YouTube in the chat. So for those who aren't subscribed yet, can go ahead and do so, because following the conclusion of this presentation, the entirety of this presentation will be posted on the YouTube channel. And then I will also plug our Connect and Learn group on the Aquaculture Information Exchange, where you can also find information on upcoming presentations and where these presentations will be posted. And so without further ado, I'm going to pass it off to our presenters for the day, who are going to introduce themselves and get us started.
Sure. So we are the Robricks Columbia River Mission Solvers. My name is Nirbhay.
My name is SK.
Our goal is to help kelp farmers and their divers make informed choices as to where to plant their kelp. If they don't make these informed choices, it can lead to financial losses and can put their divers under threatening situations when installing the anchor, which secures the kelp long line from moving away um, in the presence of ocean currents. And our scoring algorithm really helps both the divers and the farmers make very informed choices so that they are both benefited. And we have understood the significance of this issue through several different resources, including the Sea Technology magazines and our interactions with several sea grants.
In this project, we researched and learned that use toolkits like the Site Assessment Toolkit to measure parameters like nitrogen, sunlight, and temperature to decide where to plant kelp. They collect hundreds of measurements over the course of 1 year. However, this toolkit lacks a scoring sheet to help farmers to completely and competently decide whether the site they chose to take measurements in is an ideal location. Furthermore, the SAT tool is very wordy, and there are no visual aids for the farmer to visualize 12 months worth of data. So we came up with a project design that would connect the kelp farmers, divers, and improve this existing site assessment toolkit. You can see how we support this season's submerged theme from this picture. The farmers use the site assessment toolkit to measure parameters that promote kelp growth, and then the farmers collect measurements over the course of 12 months and enter them into our data collection website.
Sure. So our website is providing a numerical score, which determines whether it's really worth it going down to the deep and installing that anchor. So we got Dr. Schery Umanzor, a professor from University of Alaska Fairbanks, a mentorship to put forth this project. So as we began developing this website, we developed a data collection form. And that was very easy to use because of easy drags and drops, and that required minimal adult support. And then we use Google Looker Studio to create the charts and trends for the data visualization part. And then we use the same Google Looker Studio for our scoring algorithm. And It required simple if-else statements and mathematical formulas.
It takes hundreds of these measurements and condenses them into one single number. This number can be used to decide whether a site is an ideal location for farming kelp. If it's a favorable site, they hire a diver to go to the divers to deploy anchors at this site. This ensures that the farmers and divers go to an ideal location before endangering their lives in the depths and currents of the ocean.
Sure. So here was our first iteration of our final product. We showed our product to Dr. Schery Umanzor, and she liked it. So she noted that not all of the parameters had the equal weightage. For example, nitrogen had the highest weightage since it was the food source of the kelp, and the rest had lower weightages. So, another thing that she asked was that not all kelp farmers had a one site. And so, to address that, we added the site name domain to our data visualization and scoring branches.
Our flow monitor said what if the farmers entered junk data? So we added response validation to our website. We showcased this to the intellectual property manager at PNL, and he said we should add a copyright, so we put one at the bottom of our website.
So here's our flyer for here. As you can see, there are these material in the chat, and so over here, as is shown, we have developed a user information booklet as well to guide kelp farmers through the process of really using our website. And it has all of these pages which describes the function of each of these and also gives places to enter their data as well, as shown over here. Iski, would you like to talk about the impact?
Yeah, we communicated and presented our solution to sea grants in Oregon, Washington, and California. We have also shown it to the state senator.
So we got 1.1K views on a Facebook post by the Your Saltwater Guide, which is a famous YouTube podcast series, which is an ultimate guide for doing your saltwater fishing. And over there, we got 1.1K views, and we got 75 active user hits from all across the globe. And we've got the views from hits from United States, United Kingdom, Australia, Canada, Japan, Brazil, Ireland, Mexico, and South Korea. And as you can see, we have displayed it to 9 countries. Don't you think that's a big impact that we have given? And we're also planning to give it to ASA and turn it into a non-for-profit too. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much. That is incredible work that you've done and is so impressive. You've reached so many audiences, and this presentation that you've put together is also incredibly impressive. So you all should definitely be proud of yourselves. So thank you so much for sharing with us.
Sure. Thank you.
before I get into the questions, so if anyone has any questions, they can go ahead and input them into the chat and I will read them out. But I'm going to put an exit survey that we put at the end of all of these Connect and Learn presentations. And we just ask for your feedback. It only takes a few seconds, and this is how we improve these presentations. We do have the decision-making toolkit for kelp farming in the chat. So you guys can visit that website that they have pulled up here and be able to explore it on your own. But in the meantime, while we wait for questions to file in, I have one for you all. What was the most challenging part about creating this tool?
I'm gonna say probably setting it up because that took a very long time to get it to where it is right now.
Sure. ISK, you had a very good point. To add on, it was that to understand, ISK is trying to say, like, it was hard to really understand since we are really working with these new Google products for the first time. We really love these Google products because it's very simple to use. But it was initially to get into that new world and explore it. We we had some challenging times really processing that all that functions and the behind the scenes things that were happening. But we really asked lots of questions and researched a lot and found out a really good experience with all of these Google products afterwards. And another challenge that we had was finding the problem itself. We initially were thinking of a submarine, a submersible technology, which could do high resolution ocean mapping. But we thought that it wouldn't be feasible within a 3-month period of time. So we decided to connect it to one of UN's, the United Nations sustainability goals, which was to address the world hunger issue. And we connected to that and life got easier. So, and then we got to this decision to select this problem about kelp farming.
That is, once again, very incredibly impressive that you had all these challenges and you were able to overcome them and utilizing your resources. I'm so incredibly impressed. So you guys should definitely be proud of yourselves. And we do have a question about if you can show us the data collection form on the website, potentially.
Oh, sure.
Perfect.
Sure. So, like this, if we can, what we can. It is
Might be a problem with like what we're using.
1 moment.
We don't need to because we can still show them.
Just give us a moment. We can still show. Actually, wait a moment. A button is hiding. This button over here, if you click on that, you can come into the live version. And like Iske was telling, here is the response validation. As you can see, if we have 8888, something like that, it is telling that the temperature should be between 30 degrees Fahrenheit to um, 59 degrees Fahrenheit. And so that's response validation as from the research that we did to find what is the Pacific range in Alaska. So another thing that we would like to mention is that this is for now restricted to Alaska, but it is going to the response validation features has to be changed a little bit so that it would be globally.
Yeah. Also, another thing, because unless this was changed since last time I was checking this, I'm pretty sure it was something like it won't really accept, like we still need to mess with the response validation a bit here and there, so will work, but it's still pretty good. Because it's just something we figured out when we first made this.
So there's one other thing to that I would like to add. And so I so we were at this point of time where we had, as I was telling, a fellow mentor told about a bit about um really adding those response validation features. And initially, what it was that it was we were by mistake referring to the response validations to be the ones from the SAT toolkit, showed the which kept the range between the desired values in the SAT toolkit. But then what it happened to be is that we realized our mistake that we were putting the response validation into something. We said it had to be within the desired ranges of health prosperity, and we realized that that was a mistake because some values were outside of the ranges of the Pacific, outside of the ranges of the desired values in the Pacific. So this, yeah. So this is just water velocity. There isn't any specific response validations here.
Oh, because I'm pretty sure last year when we did this, oh wait, no, I forgot that name. One sec.
Yeah, this is just
Got a few of this.
like this is how it goes.
So this is 30. Watch it. Yeah, this is a bit annoying here because we still need to. Yeah. So, do you know what this is? We need to.
We'll discuss after.
Yeah, but no, wrong one again.
Some technical difficulties.
Yay.
That's totally okay. It's still incredibly impressive what you guys have pulled together with the data collection form and having those specific parameters that you can enter to make sure that the data is going to be as accurate as possible. So incredible work. And while you're working through that, I have another question for you all. And it's why did you decide to work with Kelp?
Um, sure. So we decided to work with Kelp, um, as mentioned before, because we connected it to the UN's 17 world goals, and one was world hunger, addressing the world hunger issue. And we decided to work with Kelp because um, um, it is another major source for in the future that would be used as a food source. And we so usually at this point of time, many kelp farmers are doing kelp farming on the coastline regions of um, the world. So the problem would be that we're only focusing on the coasts, but since we are doing a deep ocean kelp farming, like in the middle of the ocean, um, there's more space for growing all of that food. So that's why we not only decided to work with kelp, but also with deep ocean kelp farming.
So everyone was talking about the site thing. So here's just a simple demonstration. If it's just A, this is all the A data, and then this is all the data in total, and then just B.
So another thing that I would like to add is that on these data visualization and site scoring, um, there is this we iterated it a little bit, not only with the site name domain addition, but with also something else. So we gave a presentation to the Alaska Sea Grant, and they gave a feedback to improve the privacy features. And the privacy features was that if someone on the app, like if someone knew someone else's email, so this was once having a site name domain and a user email domain too. So the question was, if the person who knew if one kelp farmer knew another kelp farmer's email address, they can access the other kelp farmer's data. So there is a cybersecurity. They said that there was a cybersecurity concern over there because of that user domains, the user email address domain. And so we took off that domain and told that only the viewing user could see the site name domain, or could see this data visualization and or even this whole report.
Yeah. Yeah. So as you said, the privacy feature was added. And so now with this, as long as you know the site name, you can see it. This is all the stuff, and then there's one more, one last piece here.
The most important one.
Yay.
I'll take care of this one. Okay, there it goes.
Yeah. So as last time, we have the site name stuff. Same here, so you can see all the stuff, the score, and then we have the final score. So 1 second, let me see. So these are the default weights, which we have here, and they are changeable if you want to change it. With a distance from 0 to 1 and anything in between. Also a neat little thing, if somebody were to go on here and let's say, what was this? And they were to, I don't know, change everything. So 1 sec. And if they were to, let's say like a little kid found the computer and they just changed everything as a prank or something and you wouldn't remember what all the stuff was. And it's really, really high like this. All you have to do is just delete it and it goes back to its original value. That right. So you want to explain a bit more in depth on this, nearby?
Yeah, I think there's a good explanation. You just give me this input to add one thing on the user information booklet. Okay.
So you want to a bit more about that, or?
I think we're good.
So this is everything for.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. One thing other than that, all the probabilities over here in these need to add up to 1, or else the score will go beyond 100. So and if the score is 85% or more, 75 to 85% more reliable, 75 to 85% reliable or more reliable, then it would be a good site to use to plant kelp.
This is incredible, seriously. Thank you for walking us through this score report and for showing us how you go about collecting your data and for telling us why you chose Kelp to focus on. Is there anything else that you guys haven't covered or anything that you'd like to expand on that we haven't touched on yet?
No, I think this is it.
Yeah, I think this is good. I think we have covered it all.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for presenting for us today. You did an incredible work, incredible job. Keep it up. We can't wait to see what this tool has to offer in the future. You guys have done amazing work so far, and I'm sure there's plenty more to do in the future. And this is incredibly helpful for the aquaculture field. So you two should be very proud of yourselves. Thank you so much
Thank you.
for coming to present for us today. And thank you all.
Thank you.
And thank you all for coming to join, whoever joined us today. And like we said, this presentation will be on YouTube following the conclusion. So thank you all so much for coming to present for us today.
Thank you so much, Bailey, and thank you, Jay, for coordinating this with me and working with me on this. We are very proud of our team of kids who put all the time and effort in this, and we thank you so much for your support. And if there is any feedback, we are looking to expand this product beyond the championship. So if there is anything that any feedback that you might think that would be helpful, that would be great for us to incorporate as well in the future.
Great.
Absolutely.
Let us know how it goes.
Yeah,
Great.
thank you.
Look.
Yeah, pleasure.
Good luck.
Thank you.
You guys so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. We'll wait for the screenshots and also we'll wait for the YouTube link from you from your end. Thank you and Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year.
Okay, yeah. Bye.
Happy New Year. Bye.